The conference room fell completely silent the moment the promotion announcement appeared on the screen. Every pair of eyes turned toward the woman everyone believed had already earned that title years ago. She had spent 3 years arriving before sunrise, leaving after sunset, fixing impossible problems, mentoring new hires, and carrying the company through its hardest seasons without asking for recognition. Yet when the applause began, it wasn't for her. Another employee walked proudly to the front while she remained frozen in her chair, forcing a smile that hid the quiet heartbreak shattering inside her. Sometimes the deepest wounds are not caused by failure. They are caused by giving your absolute best to people who never truly see your worth. Before we continue this emotional journey, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone who believes in kindness and second chances, and subscribe to Soulful Tales too. Your support helps us bring more inspiring stories that remind the world that compassion still exists. For 3 years, Serena Holt had become the heartbeat of Ashford Creative Solutions. At only 28 years old, she possessed a quiet confidence that came not from talent alone, but from relentless dedication. Every morning she arrived while the streets were still peaceful under the soft daylight of dawn. She watered the office plants that everyone else ignored, organized client files before meetings began, checked on coworkers who looked overwhelmed, and somehow managed to solve problems before anyone even realized they existed. She never chased attention because she believed excellence would eventually speak louder than words. Her manager, Rowan Mercer, was respected throughout the company. Calm, intelligent, and endlessly focused on results, he built one of the most successful departments in the organization. Rowan trusted Serena with the biggest clients, the most difficult negotiations, and every urgent crisis. Whenever executives asked who could handle impossible situations, Serena's name always surfaced first. She believed that trust meant something. She believed every late evening, every missed family dinner, and every sacrificed weekend was slowly building toward the leadership position she had dreamed about. Outside the office, Serena's life was far less comfortable than anyone realized. She lived in a modest apartment with her elderly grandmother, who had raised her after her parents passed away years earlier. Medical appointments, rising bills, and household responsibilities filled every hour she wasn't working. Still, she never complained. She simply smiled, adjusted her schedule, and kept moving forward. The promotion wasn't just another title. It represented stability, better health care for her grandmother, and proof that perseverance could overcome hardship. As spring sunlight poured through the office windows one bright Monday morning, rumors spread that the long-awaited department director position would finally be announced. Co-workers quietly congratulated Serena before the meeting even began. Some joked that they should start calling her boss. Others sincerely thanked her for everything she had taught them. Even Rowan had recently praised her performance during her annual review, describing her as the foundation of the department's success. Every sign pointed toward the future she had worked so hard to earn. The meeting began with cheerful music, polished presentations, and smiling executives speaking about growth and opportunity. Serena listened carefully while trying to calm the excitement building inside her heart. Then came the announcement. The promotion was awarded to Nathan Briggs, an employee who had joined the department less than a year earlier. He was talented, confident, and well-connected with senior leadership, but even he looked surprised by the decision. Applause echoed through the room while Serena felt as though time itself had stopped. She smiled politely because dignity was the only thing she still controlled, but inside she felt years of hope quietly collapse. The rest of the day passed like a blur. Congratulations filled the office. Celebration decorations appeared. Emails praised the company's leadership choices. Serena answered every client message, completed every deadline, and helped coworkers exactly as she always had. Not a single person saw the storm inside her, because she refused to let disappointment become bitterness. That evening, after everyone left, she sat alone beneath the bright afternoon light fading through the office windows and finally accepted a painful truth. Loyalty without respect eventually becomes silent suffering. The following morning, Serena submitted her resignation letter. It contained no anger, no accusations, and no dramatic explanations. She simply thanked the company for the opportunities, wished everyone success, and announced that her final day would arrive in 2 weeks. Human Resources was stunned. Co-workers couldn't believe the news. Rowan stared at the letter for several minutes, reading it again and again as if the words might somehow change. Only after Serena decided to leave did Rowan began noticing everything she quietly carried every single day. Projects moved slower. Clients specifically requested to speak with her. Team members became uncertain without her guidance. Problems once solved before breakfast remained unresolved until evening. Meetings lacked the calm organization everyone had unknowingly depended upon. Rowan finally realized that Serena hadn't merely been an excellent employee. She had been the invisible force holding the entire department together. Meanwhile, Serena refused to look backward. Though uncertainty frightened her, she accepted a position at a small, nonprofit organization that supported struggling local families through career development and educational programs. The salary was lower, the office was older, and resources were limited. But for the first time in years, she felt genuinely appreciated. Every contribution mattered. Every success changed someone's life directly. She rediscovered the joy that had slowly disappeared. During years of chasing recognition, the nonprofit faced enormous challenges. Computers frequently malfunctioned. Funding remained uncertain, and volunteers worked tirelessly despite limited supplies. Instead of feeling discouraged, Serena approached every obstacle with creativity and determination. She organized community partnerships, simplified outdated systems, trained volunteers, and built relationships with local businesses willing to donate resources. Slowly, the organization transformed. Families found jobs. Students received scholarships. Hope spread through neighborhoods that had long been overlooked. Months passed, and stories about the nonprofit's remarkable growth began, appearing in local newspapers. Business leaders praised its innovative programs. Community awards recognized its impact. During one charity conference held on a bright summer afternoon, Rowan unexpectedly attended as a representative of Ashford Creative Solutions. While walking through exhibition booths, he noticed a familiar face speaking passionately with community leaders. Serena stood confidently beside volunteers who admired her deeply. The quiet employee he once overlooked had become an inspiring leader whose influence extended far beyond office walls. Watching from a distance, Rowan experienced something far heavier than professional regret. He realized he had measured leadership through reports, numbers, and presentations while completely overlooking kindness, consistency, and quiet sacrifice. Serena had never demanded recognition because she believed good work spoke for itself. Unfortunately, he had mistaken humility for invisibility. Determined to correct his mistake, Rowan requested a meeting. Serena agreed out of respect, not expectation. They met in a peaceful public garden, surrounded by blooming flowers and children laughing. Beneath the warm afternoon sun, Rowan sincerely acknowledged his failure to recognize her true value. He admitted that promoting someone else had been influenced by executive politics, assumptions, and short-term appearances rather than genuine leadership. Losing Serena had forced him to confront how blind he had become to the people who carried others without seeking applause. Serena listened carefully. She appreciated his honesty because genuine accountability is rare. Yet she also understood something Rowan was only beginning to learn. Some opportunities disappear forever, not because forgiveness is impossible, but because growth sometimes requires walking away from places where your worth was never fully seen. Rowan offered her the leadership position she had deserved years earlier, along with a significant salary increase and complete authority to reshape the department. It was everything Serena had once dreamed about. Months earlier, she would have accepted without hesitation. Now, however, her heart belonged somewhere entirely different. She thanked Rowan sincerely for believing in her at last, but she gently explained that recognition. Arriving after someone leaves often teaches a lesson more valuable than any promotion. At the nonprofit, she wasn't simply managing projects. She was changing lives. Every family she helped reminded her that success meant far more than impressive titles on business cards. She had discovered purpose, and purpose could never be replaced by prestige. Rowan respected her decision even though disappointment filled his eyes. Before leaving, he promised himself he would never again overlook quiet excellence simply because it didn't demand attention. Back at Ashford Creative Solutions, he transformed the company's leadership evaluation process, ensuring dedication, mentorship, integrity, and compassion became just as important as sales numbers and executive visibility. Slowly, the workplace changed. Employees felt seen. Managers listened more carefully. Recognition became something earned fairly instead of politically. Years later, Serena's nonprofit became one of the region's most respected community organizations. Hundreds of families rebuilt their lives through programs she helped create. Young professionals found mentors because she remembered what it felt like to work tirelessly, without being noticed. Instead of becoming bitter about her past, she transformed her disappointment into compassion for others still waiting to be seen. People often assumed her greatest achievement had been turning down the promotion she once desperately wanted. They were mistaken. Her greatest achievement was refusing to let rejection change the kindness that had always defined her. She continued encouraging others, celebrating teammates, and believing that every person deserved dignity regardless of their position. If this story has touched your heart so far, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope today, leave your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Soulful Tales. 2. Your support allows these meaningful stories to reach people who may need encouragement the most. Special request, comment. True kindness is never wasted. If you believe that genuine character will always be rewarded, even if life takes longer than expected, life has a remarkable way of revealing our true value, even when the people around us fail to recognize it at first. Serena never became extraordinary because someone finally promoted her. She became extraordinary because she refused to let disappointment steal her compassion, her integrity, or her belief in doing the right thing. Sometimes walking away isn't giving up. Sometimes it's the first courageous step toward the life that was always waiting for you. And sometimes the people who chase after us the hardest are the ones who finally realize that the greatest treasure they ever had quietly walked away while they were too busy looking somewhere else.